All right, so to check uh, whether or not, sorry, my video stopped, so I got to restart. So let me just recap where I was. So basically, there are three different sections of your bike that can cause codes, and there's a different way to check each section. If you got a problem with the ECM, the tach, or the speedometer, you hold down the trip light, and with the engine on, you switch it to ignition, and it'll give you a little diagnostic reading here and several modules. Mine reads all clear. That's one way. However, I don't have a problem with those features. What I have a problem with is my camshaft sensor, which is an engine sensor. So if you want to check, if your check engine light is on because of an engine sensor, to get that code, you have to turn the bike on. When the fuel pump stops, you wait 1 second, turn it off. And then you repeat process until the check engine light is going to start blinking. Didn't work, so we'll try it again. There we go. Now it's reading the code. You see that check engine light blinking? Now, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first digit's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Second digit is 6. And then it's going to blink again fast. You only count the slow blinks. Now, I've already done this, so I know that I have a code 42 and a code 56. But if you have an engine sensor, if you do the trip thing and you don't get a code, then do what I just did, because you probably have codes coming from an engine sensor. There's a third possibility, and that's your cruise control. Your cruise control could be throwing a code. Mine isn't. It could, in which case you'd it's in the shop manual on how to do that, but it's not the same as what I just showed you. And I'm just going from memory here, but I could be wrong. I think you hit the cruise on and then do what I just did. And that'll give you any codes related to your cruise control. Right now, what's throwing my code is a 42 is a cam position sensor, which is this, and a 56 is that the signal from the cam position sensor is not jiving. That's my word, that's not the manual's word. It's not jiving with the crank position sensor. So, which makes sense if this is broken. So, rather than do a bunch of in-depth multimeter analysis or buy the electrical diagnosis manual, try this and see what you get. If that's why your check engine's light on, that might be why your bike is having trouble starting. This sensor, I will say, I was not able to find aftermarket. I had to go to the dealership, and it's $100 to get this sensor. The crank position sensor, if that's your problem, I found those on Amazon for $30, 25 to $30. They go up to 60 if you want the. I think that's what Harley Davidson is charging, 65, 70 for the Harley Davidson one, but aftermarket has them for 25 to $30. It's a lot cheaper, is my point. However, I could not find aftermarket for the crank position sensor. If you do find one, maybe post a link under my video. But anyway, I'm going to replace that. And it's essentially, basically the wire runs from here. It goes through this plate and comes out up front here. And then it goes down and around the frame through a wire housing, and it surfaces right here, this connector. And so basically you take this connector and apart, tie a string, pull this wire through the wire housing and through this here, and then with a string attached to it, and then with the string, you feed the new one back the opposite direction. It's not that complicated of an install. Well, I haven't done it yet, so I shouldn't say that. But anyway, so if you have a check engine light that won't go out, and because you're doing the practice that's on all the online videos of holding the trip meter in, consider doing this and see if it works. Just one footnote, this is a fuel injected 2000 Ultra. If you have a carbureted model, the process is different. I don't remember the process, but I think instead of just turning off and then ignition and off and ignition, I think you have to go all the way to lock and then back to ignition, lock, back to ignition to get it to give you the codes. Check the manual, don't follow, but I just know the process is different for carbureted models as opposed to fuel injected. And once again, this is a 2000 Ultra. If you have a newer bike, older bike, there may even be another process. So check your manual for your actual process. But if you happen to have a 2000 Ultra, that's how you do it. And that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed the video. Out here.